Jason Bateman playing a sleazebag asshole is so good. He's so good at that, man.
Yeah.
He's so good at that. Man, he's a piece of crap.
Welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. We've got your butter on top him, and of course, your drunk classic Ghost Dog. Not talking about the king. Let's go. Back to Marmaduke's owner's favorite movie podcast, where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk. I'm working really hard, so when we have hundreds and hundreds of viewers, because we will someday, maybe in 10 years, who knows, we get a sponsor. Josh, please try your best and hardest not to make fun of potential sponsors. That would be great. Anyway.
I love Warsteiner so much. Warsteiner's the greatest of beers.
Thank you. Yes. Be a corporate shill. That's all I want from you. You just be a corporate shill. Speaking of corporate shills, Jordan Peele produced our Butter on Top this week.
I thought you were going to call me a corporate shill.
You produced it.
Well, I think you called me a corporate shill essentially when it came to Electric City. You were like, okay, guy who just says what he's supposed. All right, so let's just talk about this. This movie is polarizing. And it's going to be polarizing on this show, too. So I'm going to start off because I like to end on a positive. Anyone that knows me knows I love to end positively. So if we're going to end positive, we got to end with Jordan's review of him because mine will not be that. This movie kicks off with 15 minutes of utter ridiculousness. Anyone that has ever played a sport at any level immediately realizes, wow, this is what happens when people in the movies who have never played sports try to make a sports movie. That's cool. All right, let's make a horror flick. At least this guy had a good throwing motion. What's that, Josh?
What's an example of that? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, in the movie?
Yeah.
Just like, this is what the draft actually is going to look like. And then, like, all of a sudden, he didn't get drafted. All this shit happened the same day, the combine and the draft. That's not how this works. It doesn't, you have a long time period leading up to it. There are multiple workouts leading up. So there's a lot of that. Like, there's a lot of, okay, just so you know. And then for the longest time, Jordan, I was trying to figure out what USFF was. I was like, what does USFF stand for? And I think this is what I settled on. United States Football Federation. What do you think?
Sure. Sounds right.
Yeah.
United States football.
Then they try that would be what, yeah, it's all like that year's better. Then they try to show a father that just wants to push his kid too far, but we're not going to get into that story. We're just going to talk about it. All we're going to show a man break his leg, and then he forces his son to watch and goes, that's what a real man does. And I'm like, what? Breaks his leg? Sacrifices everything for the team. That's a terrible lesson. You're stupid. No one does that. Not like, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. All right. So there's a lot of moments like that here. A lot of annoying moments. The actor actually portraying the lead character, Cade, he's okay. He actually did a pretty decent job. The acting was actually not the issue here. The writing, the way that they were directed to deliver the dialogue, it was rough. Marlon was good. Marlon played the character he was directed to play, and he played it fine. Also, Marlon Wayans is what, 5'10"? He looks so short standing next to the other actor, and he's supposed to be this like superstar, best ever. Oh, here's another suspend disbeliefs. 8 Super Bowls. 8? Are we? Yes. Yeah, 8 Super Bowls. Like, are we absolutely joking here? Anyway, literally the most ridiculous 15 minutes of any sports film literally ever is how this movie enters its let's get off to the races. It's only an hour and 36 minutes, by the way. So they really wanted to dig in. And then since it's only an hour and 36 minutes, it's got to be go, 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 right? It's not go, 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 go. It's bore. Oh, something's happening. Boring.
Do you or do you not want to be a football?
They were going for very artistic and deep metaphors. Things like the dehumanization of athletes in our society, the overwhelming white majority that runs a majority of sports, while an overwhelming number of athletes are actually mixed races and ethnically diverse. But it doesn't do a good job of this. It's too rough around the edges. It has terrible dialogue, leaving less substance and more creative camera work, shock and awe, lots of look at what I can do with these cameras, look at what I can do with this direction, look what I can do with this editing, and leaves us with zero substance, like no substance. All right. Everything like what they were trying to pull off with the white supremacy angle to it, the dehumanization angles, it doesn't work because you did it poorly. We have to go in and explore what you were trying to do later because you did such a terrible job of doing it in the film. That is all. A popcorn from me. I wouldn't see it. Jordan, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't think that this was the angle that you were gonna take at it. Like I don't know. You're okay. So
Go ahead. What angle did you think I was gonna take?
No, just like I thought. I don't know. I disagree with like most of what you said. So I thought the dialogue was good. Was like they had great chemistry and all that. Like it's very kind of Gen Z-ish. Like look at all of this. I thought the whole like racism thing. It's just like how long do you want to spend? Like it's a horror movie. It's a weird kind of culty, like it's just like you could easily get into the weeds of all of these things, and I just thought they kept it tight, and you know, like it left a lot to the imagination. Like you're the whole time you're trying to figure out what's real, like what is actually happening, what's in his mind, what's, you know, all if he's hallucinating any of this stuff. So I think that was kind of the point. But
yeah, concussions are always career-ending injuries.
well, a concussion is a concussion, but getting smacked in the head with a tire iron, like, I don't know.
That's Tuesday, son.
What the tagline of this movie, what are you willing to sacrifice? And I'm going to speak for all men here, everything. To have that life, come on, man, to have that life and no?
Time out. Josh,
Yeah,
as a 19 to 20-year-old, it's different.
No, I understand, but I don't want to be a football.
Dude,
Josh would sacrifice everything to be a professional rapper when we were 19 to 22 years old. In fact, we would drink together and Josh would say, just one motherfucking hit. All I need is one motherfucking hit, and that's it.
That's all I need, guys.
Yeah. I don't mean to be, a football player, an athlete, but just like to be that level of star, to have that level of fame and money and acclaim and all of that, like everything. The soundtrack is freaking awesome. Come on, you got Gucci Man Lemonade while they're doing that initial warm up. The song, the original song by God, what's his name? It was right there. Denzel Curry at the end of the movie. Come on, that was perfect.
No, the soundtrack was good.
The whole point of the movie is like, you know, he's making these bad decisions. You know, it's like you want him to make the bad decision at the end of the day. I think just because of the fact that you're like, yeah, fuck it, or you know, yeah, F it, do whatever you got to do, dude. Like you've gone this far, like you've done this many like already kind of weird bad stuff in this guy's house, in Marlon Wayne's house. Like, you might as well, at the end of the day, at the end of the movie, I don't want to spoil anything, but just do it, dude. Come on. Like, and I think I don't know if that's the point.
Nike.
Yeah, I don't think that's the point that they're trying to make at the end of the movie, but I think that's what maybe toxic masculinity, that's where it takes me. Like, in just the ambitions of a
writer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, just do it. Just sign your soul away, whatever you're doing, buddy. It's worth it. I liked where it was going. Like halfway through, I was like, I like where this is going, and I thought I knew exactly where it was going, but it played it out a little differently in the end. And I don't want to spoil anything too much because I mean it is a bit predictable, but it does twist, just tweak a few things to where it's like, okay. All right, not quite what I expected. That head-to-head clash scene, With the trash talk
They
and
got
all
that
that.
from NFL Blitz. I'm not gonna let them act like they just
sweet.
created some movie scene. It was from NFL Blitz, the league, with Sean Merriman on the cover. And when you ever an injury or something would happen,
Yeah.
they'd show the bones doing stuff. So
Yes.
But that-
no, Jordan Peele.
It was
I
awesome.
hate that. And Josh, you know what? I'm gonna be Josh. Actually, Josh does this shit to me all the time. You know, they didn't invent that. It was actually invented. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So there, I'm Josh today. They didn't invent that. It was a video game.
It's important to call out things that are derivative.
But it was cool and it worked. I thought it was just cool. It was cool in the video game. It was cool in the movie.
In what I saw in the trailer, it looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the way that they spun that, like you think you know what you're seeing, you think what you're seeing, but it's not. You know, like I guess I don't want to spoil a little bit, but I thought some moments could have used a little bit more dialogue and a little bit more room to breathe. Some of these like really tense moments where him and Marlon Wayans are going back and forth and they're having these conversations, and then he's just like, all right, I'm gonna go watch some film. He just kind of F's off, and then like it kind of goes into La La Loopy land, like after that for a moment. Like I thought they were so good together that that needed more, just more of them bantering. And like I said, yeah, the whole thing, you're not sure what's real. The conclusion felt rushed. For sure, like that ending scene, I thought, yeah, again, it just needed more room to breathe, just a little bit more dialogue. But that being said, I give it a popcorn in one. I give it a pretty high popcorn in one, honestly. Like I really was entertained for sure.
Okay.
I was very entertained watching this movie.
I was bored.
But you're really into the footballs, right? You think it's something like a cop can't watch a cop movie? You know what I mean? Like you're
maybe, or military. Remember when you call out all the bad ranks or the missed ranks of the bad uniforms? It was just like, and there's not a lot of football in it to screw up. Like there's very little football in it. So to mess up the few scenes that you have, like even the drills, some of those drills weren't real drills. And I'm sure they're going to say, oh, we had such and such in correspondence with telling us. No, you didn't, because that's not shit we do.
Yeah, we don't launch footballs at guys' faces at 40 miles per hour.
Or even the goalpost exercise, like the goalpost workout, that's not a thing. There's no reasonable. There's no reason for you to throw a goal to goalpost, because there's never going to be a receiver that high. It's just pointless to see if you can hit it. That proves nothing. So it's frustrating. I've seen the crossbar, because you can put it up where they can catch a crossbar, but he wasn't even doing that.
My take was that he was leaving and he was just doing that as he was walking out, just bong, bong, and then he was on his way out. Like, I thought he was just like, it didn't come off as very intentional. Like, oh, I'm practicing this. I don't know.
It was 100, but he had all the balls laid out around the field so he could go to each different point on the field and throw the ball, and he wrapped up the exercise by cleaning up the balls behind the goalpost.
If you want to be on this team, you're gonna wrestle this gator.
My last point was that the theater I was in, which it wasn't like packed, there was a few people spattered throughout there, but it was very emotive. The theater, like people were into this. People were like and clapping and oh my god, and it was quite. People were into it. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You started out with saying Jordan Peele, producer, right? And we talked offline about how they're really trying to hide the fact that he wasn't director. I just watched Good Morning America this morning, and they did a whole like horror movies are in right now, and they talked about him since it's out this weekend, and they started with Jordan Peele, director. Like, really?
Producer.
Good Morning America got that wrong? Did they get it wrong? Maybe they did it on purpose.
So Tyreek Withers is your star here, and we talked about this a little bit. He was in I Know What You Did Last Summer, the reboot this year. I think that right now we're just having studios that have certain actors or something on retainer. I know we can't see their contract, but I'm really curious if they're signing them to like super long movie deals and almost like a book deal, paying them up front. So now they have to like be in all these projects. Go ahead, Josh.
Like the old days.
Yeah, like I do think they're like just have a stable. Because right now, this summer, how many movies has Pedro been in? Now he's been in a bunch. And then what's old boy? Paul Walter Hauser's been in a bunch. So it's it's interesting what's going on right now, or if they're just really trying to force certain actors down our throats. But I do want to
Well,
say the
that's
quote
what
of
it
this.
is.
What's that?
That is what it is. You know, this person's selling, so let's pump out some garbage so people will watch it.
Yeah, I mean, the quote of the movie, Jordan. Oh,
Mm.
so you just trying to have a little African family?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a
That
lot
was
of
really funny.
colorism between Marlon Wayans and Cameron Cade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll flip this into the drunk classic. Speaking of colorism, Josh, what did you think of Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai, my drunk classic?
This movie surprised me. I watched it with my ma, just because I was like, "Hey, this movie's on. I don't know if it's good. We'll find out." And when it was over, I looked at her and I said, "I don't know why I really like that movie."
Me too.
And she's like, "Me too."
Yeah. I looked
Um,
at my dog though instead.
and the dog said, "Me too."
Yeah.
Who do you think wins between Ghost Dog and the Crow?
Crow has powers.
Yeah, the Crow.
I was just making a joke because this is the Crow for black people. It was very
That's a good
enjoyable
take.
movie. I like the way that it was set up. Very low budget, very RZA, very Wu Tang, great beats, great tone. The tone was really good. The fact that the martial arts maneuvers were not really authentic or necessarily good didn't really matter.
Silly a little bit. A little silly.
Yeah, he just had a gravitas about him. Yeah, with the gun.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he didn't actually
Oh my
use any
God.
martial arts or sword on anybody.
Yeah,
He just
what are
had
you
a
doing,
gun
man?
that he just.
What's going on here? This guy's like the first. I hate this term, weeb. He's like the original. Anyway, I do like the message. I like the tone. I like the story. I like the characters, and the whole concept of like it's the mob, him versus the mob, kinda, and the mob is all dying out. You notice like there's no young mobsters in this movie, and he's like the last samurai kind of thing is what he's playing on, and he's like, we got to keep to the old ways. Not everyone should, but we have to. And that whole thing was kind of cool, even if the setup and the premise is dumb, and the reason, the catalyst of the movie makes zero sense. Like, wait, so you got hired to kill this guy. You did the job, and you didn't kill the girl. So everything's hunky dory. But now we have to kill you because the girl saw it, or
I think it's because they have higher ups, like whatever, back in Italy or whatever, and they don't want to look like they had anything to do with it. Like they have to set an example that if you kill one of the made men, that you have to be killed.
but the mob set up the hit.
That's what
I don't
Jordan's
think
saying.
they had
Jordan's
full
thinking it's-
authorization.
Yeah.
No, it was without authorization. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, that's
don't know.
fine. I
They
like
don't
the mob
say that,
characters.
but like
I thought it was cute. Really,
I love that
honestly,
the mob can't pay their bills. That was
Yeah.
also funny.
Yeah. Well, that plays into it too. Like their way of life is dying. None of them are worth a damn. They all suck. They can't climb a set of stairs. They can't shoot. They're all dumb. They don't have any money. They shove baby powder in the crack of their ass. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Corny, but so charming. And I love the quietness of it. I really like this movie. I give it a popcorn 1.
I can actually see, Josh, I could see that from you just in knowing you. Because, so if you read the credits, the music was by RZA. Like,
Yeah.
that's who did all the music
Yeah.
on the
And then
movie.
RZA just popped in for no reason. Like, hey, I'm the RZA. It was awesome. Like, no reason for this scene.
But he, when he's just cruising, that's a lot of the movie, right? It's him just cruising. Like,
Yeah.
he's got tunes playing, he's just cruising around. Jordan, what did you think?
Yeah, the radio deck with the light animations, that was tight. For like that time period, it's like, dude,
He's got a setup, dog.
killing it. But the beats, yes, very cool. But there was really stupid rap in every era. Like
Yeah.
people talk about like, oh, rap now is stupid, but like there's good rap now. Every era just had some really like, come on, bro. Like
Yeah,
some of
like
the
that one rap song, that first rap song, I think, was
yeah,
kind of bad. I
yeah,
like Freestyle in the Park was good. It
yeah,
was fun, at least.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, you get a cameo from the Price of the Brick Going Up guy from The Wire, Marlo Stanfield. He's one of the
Right.
gangbanger dudes standing there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh hey, it's Marlo Stanfield. The meeting scene with the mobsters meeting to talk about like a pigeon, like pigeons died a long time ago. Like
Oh, that was so funny.
that whole scene was
Passenger pigeon.
yeah. That whole scene was hilarious. The guy starts rapping Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
The other guy starts making animal noises. The racism was just off. Oh my God, over the top. And there's just the whole irony of it. They're talking about, oh, these black guys, they have these names, these rap names they like to call themselves. And then all of a sudden he's like, hey, Iron Sammy and Snake and Handsome Frank, get over here. Like they're just the irony of it. It was so hilarious. It was perfect. The little gun with the scope at the end, that was clean. That was awesome. I just really like that little gun. I got like, oh shit, that was cool. Powdered Rouge. I liked the proselytizing, the ancient samurai code that he's reading, but the whole like, oh, he takes the people's, and why does he take the lady's dress?
Yeah.
Why does he do that?
They were like, if we're gonna produce this movie, if we're gonna pay to produce this movie, there's got to be at least some boobs. And they're like, all right, I got you.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And when she was wearing a negligee for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole like his explanation, like, oh, when a samurai looks like crap from drinking, you must put the powdered rouge. I was like, okay, that made no sense. That was unnecessary.
I think it's so they always look regal, but they never played into it in the movie, right? They like
no.
There's never a scene where he has to do something like that, so he looks less tired. But maybe it's him putting the suit on, so he looks like he blends with the rest of the mobsters because he gets the Jaguar, puts on the suit.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it was trivial, but I don't know. So yeah, it was an entertaining movie. It was like it was kind of relaxing. It was like a really chill movie. I liked Forrest Whitaker in it. Like he was just very lovable, like likable in it. Like you know what I mean. So yeah, I give it a popcorn, but it was a really good popcorn.
Yeah.
Just for the fact, like, he's like training on the thing and doing his martial arts stuff, but he doesn't use any of it in the movie at all.
Right.
Like not once, I don't think.
And it's a good thing too, because it was really bad.
Yeah.
Clearly this is your first time holding a sword, Forrest. I'm sorry. All right.
So when the mobster is running throughout the building, right? And then like you said, they're old, they can't shoot anyone. He shoots his pigeon. Stupid white man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought back because remember I said I was reminded of this movie because of the movie Americana, and it gets brought up by a tribe, and he's like quoting this movie Ghost Dog and everything like that. And what's funny is I kind of get why they put it in the movie because there's similar themes there where it's basically like white people see all ethnicities as less than or the same. Like, oh, they're all the same. And you get that, like you said, Jordan, when they're all talking about the carrier pigeon and all that stuff is, engines, this, that, they're all the same. In the quote, like, and it's you see why they re-quote it in Americana, like they bring it back up. So it's very interesting the way they do that. Blatant racism throughout the mob, the talcum powder. Well, he's rapping Public Enemy.
Is that the way to do it?
I mean, when you get up there in that age and you're tan so heavy, you gotta really just shove it in there, bud.
Fucking, I don't know.
You can't schwitz. You can't not have powder if you're gonna be
They
sweating.
didn't have that beast mode aerosol spray like they do now.
Yeah. I'm just thinking logistically, like, is that the way you do it? Like, you get down on the ground, you akimbo up, and you just.
Oh, if you want, I mean, okay, baby powder, you give a little squeeze and it puffs out. You don't need to shove a whole fistful in there.
I just wanted to touch his butthole.
You pour a bunch of it in the bottom of your drawers, so you got to make sure you're wearing jock boxers, and you let it, you pull it down and let it suspender the powder back up. That's how you do it, I think. Like you slingshot it.
Yeah.
I just eat it so it makes its way down.
Your farts smell like potpourri. How about the mobsters always watching cartoons? What did you guys
Yeah.
make of that?
Yeah.
Yo, that was interesting, but I noticed, I don't know if you did, like so many of the the things that were happening in the cartoon almost immediately afterwards happened in the movie.
I did not notice that.
Like there's a scene where like the Betty Boop type character is like doing flag stuff against birds, and then he goes up there and he starts training his birds with the flags.
Huh.
And then like there's a thing where the hunter shoots a gun through a pipe and it hits the guy, and that's exactly what he does to the mob guy. So it was like
That was
telling a
cool.
story. It was like foretelling what's about to happen. But the fact
Mhm.
that everyone was just so enthralled by these public domain cartoons.
Or all right, how about the crackhead that tries to rob the Asian man in the alleyway?
Mm. Yeah, that was the only actual kung fu that happened.
And it happened so quick. Whoops his ass so quick, but he's staring
Yep.
at it. And then the symbolism of the staring dog. How about that?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm,
that's good.
We
Hey,
get
but
him
what
to
about,
pop
like,
up a couple times.
50% of the dialogue in this movie is between the guy speaking French and Ghost Dog, who says like 4 words.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
I was like,
thought that was mad charming. And you know what? The time has come. It's been what, 25 years? Let's get
Yeah.
that little girl back here and make a sequel, dog.
yeah.
Now
Right.
that she has all the books, the samurai book,
Yeah,
the
dude.
book from Japan.
Yeah, and like, you know, she what would she be like? Maybe 35 or so right now.
But would this be appropriation now?
No, Japanese people don't care.
Okay. All right.
They appropriate everything, and that's just part of their culture.
Overall, it's just a long, flowing movie. It's over the top. It's silly. It is silly. Like
Mhm.
it is a silly movie. Like
silly.
it just is. I do love the Frenchman's relationship with him. It is hilarious. She goes, "You speak French?" He goes, "No, I never understand a word he's saying."
Mhm.
And there's
But they
a
end
few
up
of
saying
those
the
like
same
you
thing
could,
to each other. That was nice.
you could no you could it's like for me it's like a relationship can transcend words. Like you basically what I get from that is you could just have a relationship on vibes. Like you could just
Yeah,
know that this is a
yeah,
good dude. Like and
Mhm.
that's what I
yeah.
gathered from it. Now sadly guys, animals are killed in this. So I've got to dock it
Yes.
down to a popcorn from a popcorn and one because we had
Okay,
quite a
let's do
few
it.
animal killings and I didn't think that was
That's the
cool.
rules. That's the
Mhm.
rules.
All right. Let's get to what we were watching this week. That was Ghost Dog, everyone. The Way of the Samurai, starring a very youthful looking Forrest Whitaker. Very young. Josh, lead us off with what you were watching this week.
All right, keep it short and sweet, bud. Listen to this. Since I got 2 negative Nancys in here, Friendship was great.
Mm.
Friendship, starring Tim Robinson and other humans, was so well written and so entertaining. I'm gonna watch that again this month. It was so good, and it wasn't like a laugh out loud things. It was like dark comedies rarely are that, but sometimes they are. This is like one of the most dark comedies, and it's
Was it a
so
dark comedy?
funny. Absolutely, there's no real jokes told. It's just everything's awkward and weird, and
You
like
beat me up over Tusk literally last week.
yeah, that's bad though. This is I don't know, man. I liked the awkwardness of it. I really enjoyed. I mean, I was smiling the entire time. I was definitely the whole time I was smiling. It was like very entertaining to me, dude. I mean, I liked every bit of it. I love how he didn't learn a damn thing at the end. That nobody really got what they deserved. Well, he went to jail, so that's nice. But the whole thing was just like absolutely crazy. And like you said, I don't know if I would suggest it to anyone because it's a weird movie, but it was right up my alley. I give it a popcorn too.
Did you agree that it's like a long I think you should leave skit?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I guess so. Not quite. I mean, I wasn't bothered by things stretching on too long, and I didn't need a big cut to have like a big change of scene thing. Like I really had no issue with the pacing or anything. I
He
really
said,
liked it.
yes, he agrees, and he was here for it.
I don't want to be
I will
around
tell you
anymore.
this. I watched a series that I think used to be polarizing. I think now is a part of me that is a spin-off of a series that I think used to be polarizing and is now universally loved. I watched The Paper, which is Peacock's spin-off of The Office. And the camera crew is following another dying industry company. They're following a company that is in the newspaper business. And we only have one returning cast member. Oscar Martinez is back.
Is he playing himself?
No, he's playing the same character as from The Office.
Yeah.
So he's the same character. Very funny intro. There was a very funny scene at the beginning where I'll just reveal this because it's episode 1. I don't want to give any more spoilers because it's only a 10 episode season. I think it's worth watching if you're a fan of The Office. I think they did it justice. I think they walked a fine line. I think they gave us that kind of satirical, prejudice, stereotypy humor that we got from The Office, and they made it work. And it wasn't too woke, if you will. But in the very first episode, he gets Me Too'd, but it's not because he gets Me Too'd. It's somebody decides to write an article clarifying that he's never been Me Too'd. And they go off on a tangent where if you've never done it, then you don't have to clarify that it's never been done. That makes people think you've done it. So that one made me laugh really hard because I'm like, yeah, like the justifying that you've never done something does immediately make you think, okay, you've definitely done this thing. You're trying to convince me.
I never pooped the bed.
So the paper, like I said, they do make references outside of Oscar being a member of the cast in this show. They make references to Stanley. They make references to Michael Scott. There's a heart there, and it's funny, and it's a little bit fun, and they do modernize it a bit while keeping some of the same themes, some of the same character mannerisms. So this is 10 episodes. Again, if you like The Office, if you have a soft place in your heart and you're willing to accept a spinoff, because a lot of times people are not willing to accept that they're going to recreate this universe or enter this universe. If you're willing to accept it, I think it's a fun entry. We're going to give The Paper a popcorn and one with a give it a try.
Give it a try, babe.
Yeah.
Jordan, what were you watching?
I believe tomorrow's the first day of fall, and so spooky season is upon us, guys.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. And I've got a strategy this year of working through some of the vast sequels of classic horror movies. So I'm currently getting through the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Okay? And so I watched Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Okay?
Jordan, can we read into your review with how you led into this review by saying, I'm currently getting through?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, definitely. Because these are bad. These are really bad movies. Yeah. Freddy's Revenge, okay? It stars an annoying dude that screams like a girl throughout the entire movie.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Okay. So the whole premise of this movie is this family moves into the house from the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and he becomes like, he starts to get possessed by Freddy, basically. He starts waking up and he's covered in blood and, he's killing people, but is he or is he not? This sort of thing. But then like at certain times, Freddy just like comes out and he's his own separate entity, but then he's not. There's really no explanation for it, just like there's really no explanation for anything in this movie. There's a lot of nonsense scenes. One in particular that is like the bulk of the movie. He wakes up in the middle of the night, okay? Lightning strikes into his house through his like kitchen window onto his kitchen counter. Nothing happens. There's no acknowledgement of it. It's just like, oh, okay. Right. And you're like, he must be dreaming, but is he? He walks to a gay bar where he finds his PE teacher, who runs into him there. And he's like, hey, he takes him as punishment, I'm assuming, to run laps in the gym, and then tells him to go take a shower in the middle of the night. Yes, the coach gets dragged into the shower, where he gets stripped and gets his bare ass towel whipped, and then gets killed.
What is happening?
It's weird. It's weird. There's just a lot of that throughout the movie. They always, in these old movies, these old horror movies where it's like, it's clearly a 30-something-year-old man trying to be like a high school teenager. They always have the weirdest posters in their room. Like, there's always like, is that a real band? Is that a real famous person that you like and you want their picture on your wall? Like, as a teenage boy, you want this like uh, dude look like a lady rock star on your wall. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. But this is a popcorn. It's less than a popcorn. Like, this movie didn't need to be made. I don't understand how Nightmare on Elm Street 1 is not a great movie. Like, Freddy Krueger is a cool character.
Yeah, Freddy's a great concept, but he does not make good movies.
Is he cool of a concept enough to like get away with them keep continuing to make these movies? I guess because the first one, I watched a whole documentary on it. They made it for so little money and it made so much money in the theater that like they're like, why not? You know, it's like I'm sure there's movies akin to that in today.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, fast, exactly. So
those movies make money though. Those movies make mad money.
What about what is those? Not The Conjuring, but the other stupid one that's like the similar thing, Insidious, the Insidious series, right?
Or Paranormal Activity.
Thank you. There you go. Paranormal Activity. Okay. Okay. So then I followed that up. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, where they bring back the girl from the first one, from the original. Okay, and we get some Patricia Arquette. We get some Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne, albeit, has a very small role in this movie, but Patricia Arquette. It starts off hot with the Halloween store props and cheap practical effects. We do get like a scene with a claymation doll puppet Freddy.
Always claymation
Jordan,
back then.
Isn't this also the one where it opens with them using their tendons as like a puppet to walk him?
That's not the opening, but that is the scene. So then, yeah,
Okay.
he ends up pulling the puppet strings on this guy, walking him off of a ledge to his death. But the whole premise
the puppet
of this
strings are his tendons. That's what was so gross about it. It's like
it's very
tendons.
Hellraiser. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole premise of this one is that it is a bunch of teenagers who are the descendants of the people, I guess, that killed Freddy, and a bunch of young people, and they're having dreams of Freddy, and they're all in this institution where, you know, they're being institutioned. I don't know.
Institutioned.
Yeah. There's a scene where like this random guy is like having a fight with Freddy, and they like Spider-Man wall flip and just dive out of a window to escape. And that's the thing, is like they play with that line like, is this a dream, is this not? But then it's always not a dream. So like this dude just knows how to do this crazy like parkour fighting stuff. I don't know. There's a fight between a bad CGI skeleton, Mortal Kombat style. Like it's literally like it's side-scrolling, fighting a real person, and then the skeleton wins and throws him in a pit, like halfway buries him alive, and then does like a flawless fatality kind of thing, like moment. It's so weird.
Flawless victory.
Yeah. The ending is horrible, just like all of these movies. It's less than a popcorn. I don't know how many Freddy movies. I think they made 6. I think.
God, there's way more. I think there's like 8 or 9, dude, because you got to go all the way. There's Freddy versus Jason. There's a new Nightmare. There's
Nightmare,
yeah. Okay.
There's the porno versions.
Nice.
Speaking of porno versions, Jordan, what did you give this?
A popcorn kernel. Don't watch it.
Popcorn kernel. Josh, what other versions of films did you watch or TV shows?
Versions? I watched a little something, Miami Vice. Okay, so I've seen this in theaters when it first came out, and I was not impressed. But I saw it on the Netflix, I think, and I was like, let's give it a shot. You know, why not? But garbage. It was just a hot load of summertime boxers. Dude, all the charm and sexiness and everything that Miami Vice, the show, had, or at least for its time, completely devoid. Even though Colin Farrell's in it and Jamie Foxx, like it's just a bad,
And it's
bad movie.
directed by Michael Mann. Like, he's not a bad
Directed by
director.
Michael Mann, who makes bangers. He's got some clunkers, but this is the beginning of his clunker phase. Yeah. So, first thing I wanted to know, Drink Link, the French guy from Ghost Dog.
Yeah.
French guy from Ghost Dog is a pimp in this.
Oh, really?
So I was like, oh, look at him. For some reason, they were playing, and in the club, the hottest club in Miami, they're playing the Jay-Z Linkin Park. Can I get an encore? Dude, you want
Yeah.
not club music? Moron. Moron.
But
Not
that song
club
was very popular when it came out.
Sure,
Like, the
but
hybrid
that's not
theory.
what you play in a club.
I wouldn't be mad at it.
It's not what you play in a club.
No.
Especially
No,
in
I
Miami.
agree.
Gets the people going, Will Ferrell. It's provocative.
It's not. There's no booty shaking allowed when Linkin Park is screaming. Anyway, so much of it just doesn't fit. And you told me that I have to do some YouTube research about why the movie was so bad. And the movie was so bad because I guess Michael Mann was rewriting it almost every day, and nobody wanted to say no to him because he's Michael Mann. And Colin Farrell was a last-minute replacement, and I guess he was drunk all the time, but he wasn't the problem.
Cocaine.
The problem, actually, most people said that they had a good time with him, even though he was always drunk. The problem was Jamie Foxx, who had just got an Oscar for Ray. So he wanted his check higher, and he made a lot of demands, like he won't work in inclement weather. He won't work outside of the country. He won't work on a boat. He won't work on a plane. He will not eat it in a box with a fox.
Yeah.
And I mean, just a huge. This is just a clunk of a movie. It is bad. I don't want to rate it, so I won't.
So I won't.
Less than a popcorn.
Less than a popcorn. We got another less than a popcorn. I watched Chief of War, Jason Momoa's new project on Apple TV. I think that this might be a passion project because a lot of this was written by Jason Momoa. It was produced by Jason Momoa. I didn't research enough to see if he directed any of the episodes. It's 9 episodes. There is a lot of exposition in this show throughout 9 episodes, but a lot of people were upset, much like they were upset with Shogun, because a majority of the dialogue, I wouldn't say a majority actually, I would say about half the dialogue is traditional Hawaiian. So you're reading a lot of subtitles. It's beautiful. The scenery is beautiful. The visuals, beautiful. The sets, beautiful. Like, they did a really good job with where this show was placed. There's some CGI in episode 9 because the final battle takes place on top of a volcano. And I, again, didn't do enough research to understand if this is factual, if this is how ancient Hawaiian tribes would battle each other or not. Like, would they really meet on lava rocks and go to war with one another? There is some truth to this story. There's some mentions of Captain Cook, right? Discovering the Hawaiian Islands. So it takes place after he discovered the Hawaiian Islands, and the Hawaiians banished him from the islands, killing his crew because they went to war with them. And basically, it's all centered around a prophecy to unite the Hawaiian Islands under one tribe, one king. The show really takes off episode 7, 8, and 9. You're hit heavy with the prophecy, and it starts to take shape. Overall, it's not a perfect show. There's some issues with the acting, but utilizing the Hawaiian language is a win for me. I really enjoyed it, much like I really enjoyed Shogun. I think that this is a model they're trying to follow. They're probably not going to win any Emmys next year because they're too far out as the show ended. The show has reached its conclusion after this year's Emmys. So that means they've got basically a full 365 days before the next Emmys. I'm not sure that it's going to get nominated. It should. Visual effects were really good. Like, the wars, I could see why you don't get a ton of the war, because it was very good. Costume and hair and makeup, fantastic. Because there's even some moments where you're on an ancient island. They go to Alaska, so you see some Inuits. You see like an ancient trade island where it's occupied by like Spain, America. England, right? And they're all on this island, and nobody really has a map of Hawaii yet. So there's some scenes there. There's about 2 episodes where they explore that a little bit, and just hair, makeup, costume design. It's really beautiful. They do a fantastic job. Like
Cool.
they're lucky they shot the show in Hawaii because a majority of the cast is in loincloths, like throughout the whole show. So I'm like, yeah, you probably would be shivering like you're Ed Sheeran if it was
Yeah.
shot anywhere but Hawaii. I'm
Mhm.
gonna give it a popcorn 1.
Popcorn 1.
Cool. I've been wanting to watch that.
Josh, go ahead, Josh.
Okay, this is a true drunk classic. Not in the sense that it was good, but a long time ago, back when I was married, another couple that we hung out with all the time, they said, "You've got to watch John Dies at the End. Don't look into it, just watch it, and then tell me what you think." John Dies at the End. I finally watched it. It's been over 10 years since they asked me to watch it. I finally watched it, and I get why they said I should watch it, because it's wacky, it's wild. This is the beginning of my spooky season. It's kind of a scary, kind of a ghosty, spooky horror thing, but it's very comedy, very indie, very, I want to say it's bad. It's a movie that doesn't care that it doesn't make sense. So, I don't know, like a David Lynch thing, but it's funny. It's funny. Like they're hunting ghosts, and they're running away from they're in a basement, and the ghost is like, "I'm a ghost now, ha!" And they run up the attic to get the door, and the door handle turns into a giant throbbing dick, and they're like that's like an example of some of the jokes. But this whole thing happens. There's alternate timelines. They're speaking to the dead. There's like interdimensional stuff. There's it's a weird, wacky, wild movie that everything makes it seem like there's gonna be answers at the end. But at the end, they kind of smirk at you like, "Oh, you thought we were gonna explain something to you?" By the way, John doesn't die at the end.
Aw.
It does have Paul Giamatti, and he drops a hard R. And the
Whoa.
way, well, he thinks he's black, and that's a long story.
Whoa.
Anyway, yeah, it's a popcorn movie, but I wasn't mad that I watched it because it was interesting. Yeah.
I saw this
Okay.
movie like when it first hit like on demand, like years and years and years ago, and I never watched it again. So that tells you what I thought of this
Yeah, I
movie.
get it. I get it. Like it's weird. It's kind of stupid. I like all the concepts, but there's no cohesion whatsoever, and they don't care.
Mm. Mm.
Well,
Okay.
I watched Captain Marvel. If you're following our show every week, you're going to start to catch on what I'm doing here in some downtime. So I caught Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel.
Hey, Mark.
I caught Captain Marvel this week. It's on Disney Plus, as all the Marvel films are. They're all going to release to Disney Plus. I watched it, and of course, it's your introduction to the superhero with Kree blood running through her veins, played by Brie Larson, Carol Danvers. It's also our introduction to a very young Phil Coulson and a very young Nick Fury. This is set in the 90s as she falls through the roof of a Blockbuster Video, right next door to a Radio Shack. Obviously, obviously huge plot hole. There are people on the Los Angeles subway. That's not people don't ride the train in Los Angeles. That's not a thing, especially that many
No?
people. Let me quickly do this, and then we're gonna move on to Jordan's next review. Not a terrible movie, I think. This was the beginning of Marvel fatigue, but you've got Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson playing iconic characters like Nick Fury and Carol Danvers. Good action, a decent villain played by Jude Law. Not too much setup where the audience is bored, but just enough so the audience knows what's going on. I think the movie was overlooked due to some superhero fatigue, like I said earlier, but outside of that, it was a great lead-in to Avengers Endgame. So I'm going to give this movie a popcorn in 1, but I think it was better than we all thought originally. I
I
do.
liked it.
I think it
I
has a
liked
good
it.
soundtrack. I think it's a fun movie. I think it's well acted. I think we were just get us to the last Avengers, like get us to Endgame. That's all we want. We want to see Endgame. and
I don't know. I
unfortunately they
liked
were
it.
victims.
I like Sam Jackson. I like the alien man.
Yeah,
I like the cat.
the alien man,
Yeah.
the cat, the Florigan. Jordan,
Yeah.
what did you watch?
I watched Sketch,
Ooh.
starring a bunch of people that I didn't recognize really, but I mean, I'm sure they're in stuff. This movie has a bit of an audience problem. Like, who is the audience for this
Oh.
movie? Is it Gen Z kids? Because there is a lot of like deep cut Minecraft references. Like these kids in the movie, they speak in Minecraft code, like hypertext Minecraft coding stuff. Like you're supposed to know what that means. But also the movie is very like adult themed. Like the central focus of the movie is grief, and there's a lot of talk of death, and it gets quite violent, like in a lot of places. So it's like, who is this movie for? It's a bit scary. Like the CG is bad, and I think that's on purpose because, of course, these monsters are a result of this little girl's drawing in her notebook. So when they come to life, they still very much look like bad color crayon drawings, you know?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing is this kid finds a magic pond. There's no explanation for the magic pond, but it's there, and it fixes things and it heals stuff and, you know, brings it back to life. Anything that goes in the pond becomes
Like
animated.
Evanescence.
Yeah. So he somehow inevitably the little girl, the sister, her notebook gets into the pond, and all of her monsters that she draws, because she has grief. They have grief over the loss of their mother, so has this very dark kind of artistic side that comes out as a result of it. And the movie's an hour and 45 minutes long, and 30 minutes into it, nothing has happened. Nothing has happened at all, other than like they're still explaining the dynamic between the kids and the dad and all of that. It's just, it goes on way too long. Yeah, and like I said, it's pretty scary. This is a PG movie. It's pretty scary for a PG movie. And very violent and a lot of talk of death. But it was fun. Like, it was a fun movie, I guess. Don't think I'd ever watch it again.
It is
But it
rated
was
PG.
fine. Yeah, it was fine. I give it a popcorn. I give it just a popcorn, honestly. Yeah.
Dude, it's got
Alright.
Tony Hale and Darcy Carden. Like, those are like TV. That's like TV royalty.
Yeah. Yeah. Tony Hale's a killer.
Okay.
Anyway. All right.
That's
Whatever.
Sketch. You can find
All
that
right.
on
Well, Josh, you're up to bat.
All right. It was just on TV, and here we are. I watched stuff that just pops up on TV. I don't know if this is a classic killer for you guys, but it is for some people. Harry and the Hendersons. Have you seen this movie?
I've heard of it.
When I was 3.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's one of those things that like the whole
Yep.
family has to watch it. I'd
Yeah.
never seen it before. It's about a family that finds a Bigfoot and they learn to love it. John Lithgow, other actors, and it's you can probably guess what happens. Oh, you're tearing up my house. You got to go. Wait a second, we love him. Oh, there's a hunter that wants to kill it. Oh, let's turn the hunter's heart into gold. And we love the Harry and the Hendersons, but he's got to be released into the wild. That's the whole plot.
Feel
But
like we're
Harry
so
is
close
not
to saying
CG.
let's turn the hunter hard, and I was like, what direction is Josh taking this review?
Harry is not CG. Harry is a animatronic puppet man in a suit, and he is very believable and cute, and he looks like he stinks. And I don't know. I mean,
Still
it's
wanna
an
give him a
adorable.
hug.
It's
Yeah.
an adorable film. It's a popcorn one. Harry and the Hendersons. If you feel like getting some real nostalgia or whatever.
All right, I'm going to breeze through these, Josh, and then we're back to you for your final crescendo on what we were watching segment. And then we can't wait for, of course, your drunk classic this week. For me, I watched Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2 following Captain Marvel. Keep track. Keep track.
You're
So-
doing a timeline. I see.
He's catching on. He's catching on, audience. The reason why we liked Iron Man 1 so much is not only does it introduce us to the first hint at the Avengers, but it also treads a line between good and bad, especially during wartime. People forget this movie came out while we were still at war, and it does a great job of depicting many aspects of that war. Also, I don't know what Jordan was talking about, because it's not just the opening sequence where he creates the suit where we get action for the first time. We also get mention of the 10 rings, which later comes in during Shang-Chi, doesn't it, Jordan?
I don't
There are
remember that.
multiple action sequences throughout this film that are entertaining and fun to watch. Robert Downey Jr. is the perfect casting for Tony Stark and will unmistakably be Tony Stark the rest of his career.
Of any superhero, one of the best castings ever.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's perfect. Literally perfect. I'm going to give it a popcorn and 2. Iron Man 2 really ramped up the cast for this one, featuring Gwyneth Paltrow, Robert Downey Jr., all back with Jon Favreau. And we also get Scarlett Johansson, Olivia Munn, Sam Rockwell, Kate Mara, Mickey Rourke, like Elon Musk.
Don Cheadle.
There is a
Yeah,
ton
is
of
this where we
people.
replaced Terrence Howard?
Yeah.
And they replaced Terrence Howard with Don Cheadle, yes.
Yeah.
It's very interesting if you rewatch this, having the knowledge of Civil War already. And it's interesting because Robert Downey Jr.'s political stance as it pertains to the Senate and what he says to the Senate about separation of church. Yeah. And then, though, fast forward yourself to Marvel Civil War, Captain America Civil War. Ooh, does he take a different turn? So it's very interesting to watch it after having the knowledge of all these Marvel films. Overall, this isn't the best Marvel film. In fact, it's widely regarded as one of the worst. But it was okay. Mickey Rourke is fine. It's a popcorn, but it could have been better. This one, they got a big budget because the Marvel universe was really taking off. It was been really successful. So they said, here's a lot of money, make us a great movie. And they struggled to do that. They put a lot of actors in here with talent, and they didn't get a ton of substance, but it did introduce us to a ton of characters that would later become the Avengers. So we thank them for that. This one will drop us down to a popcorn as far as it's concerned. Iron Man 2.
It's popcorn 1. I liked it. I watched a little something. Audience, I'm sorry. I'm sick. So, that's what happens. When you're sick, you get to binge watch an entire show. Newly released this week on Netflix, Black Rabbit dropped. That is a Jude Law and his brother, Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman is directing this, and they play brothers. And there's a line in the middle of the movie where they're talking to each other that kind of sums it up. Them as characters. Jude Law says to Jason Bateman's character, "You're a degenerate, and I'm a fake," and they laugh about it. And that's the truth. That basically sums up the whole their characters. This movie or this show, 8 episodes maybe, is a frog slowly boiling in water. Like it starts off a little tense, but like not too tense, and then it just as the show progresses, it just keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and then like
Those are hard to watch.
yeah,
like
dude.
them,
I mean,
though,
it was pretty tense. It's not so much that it's like it's way too stressful, but like you keep thinking like, how is it gonna get hotter than this? How is it gonna get more tense? And it does get more tense. They keep getting into bigger and bigger trouble. Hotter. So much of this movie revolves around a 3-star restaurant in Brooklyn. Sorry, I keep saying movie. 3-star restaurant in Brooklyn, and the ambition to go further. Jason Bateman plays a degenerate gambler brother who's back in town. There's a whole backstory. There's interweaving plots. There's a lot of Me Too action. There's a lot of power moves. There's a little bit of mob action. It's really good, man. It's really good. I'm not going to say it has a good ending or a bad ending. It has a satisfying ending. And there's not going to be a season 2. And boy, this was a great miniseries. It was great. I give it a popcorn and 2. I think you should watch it, and you will not be let down. Jason Bateman at his best. Jude Law being Jude Law. But Jason Bateman playing a sleazebag asshole is so good. He's so good at that, man.
Yeah.
He's so good at that. Man, he's a piece of crap.
I'm on
The
episode 1 right
the
now. I
pacing is
just
good. The
finished.
soundtrack's okay. Go ahead. What?
I just finished episode 1, so I'm looking forward to it. You torched
Yeah.
through it so quickly. But yeah, no, it's
Oh, yeah.
it's
Episode 1 starts with a really traumatic event, and then it says
yeah.
1 month ago. So it does that thing where they, they backtrack and stuff. But it was used well in this because you see what happened in this. It's a robbery in the very beginning, whatever. And then it backtracks to leading up to the robbery throughout the show. And that's not the ending of the show. It's like almost the end, like the climax maybe. But like throughout the show, you're wondering how we got here, which is how most of those are, right? But it does it so well. It shows you every individual character, and you think, oh, so this is the way this is. So when the robbery happens, they're going to be like, no. Why are they like this now? Why are they making up? Like what's and who's and they do a really cool thing. There's twisties, and I like it. It's just a good film. Really strong about a toxic brotherly relationship. Damn it. Yeah, it's a popcorn and 2, man. I want to say popcorn and 3, but I don't know. Popcorn and 2 for sure.
I'm looking forward to it because finishing it because it was written and many of the episodes were directed by Jason Bateman. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. Jordan, really quick before we got to Josh's drunk classic, you actually reviewed one that was supposed to be our butter on top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this was a good movie. It's Splitsville. Okay, I watched Splitsville, starring Dakota Johnson, who you know, Dakota Johnson, Adria Arjona from that spy movie with the dumb face guy. I don't know. Yeah, you
Jesse
know her from
Plemons?
the movie
The other dumb
with
face guy?
yeah, the other dumb face handsome guy
Mr.
that's in
Bean?
everything right now.
Pullman?
No,
Louis
no,
Pullman?
Done him.
you know her from things, okay? And then
Okay.
we got Michael. It's a lot of like guys. Nicholas Braun is in it.
Okay.
David Castaneda from the Umbrella Academy, right? From the Umbrella Academy, that guy. Anyways, it's kind of an
He
indie
plays
film.
Diego,
It's a
right?
yes, Diego. It's a Fox Searchlight movie, I believe. But the opening scene is crazy, dark, hilarious, and really sets the tone for the whole movie. This is like a dark comedy, where there's a love
Fucking Jordan.
triangle.
It's Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, yeah, that idiot,
Dumb face.
dumb face guy, yeah. Um,
Sucks.
it sets the scene. This is a love triangle, love, square, love. Octagon. I don't know. There's a lot of there's a lot of
Love
it's a
Squared.
relationship.
No, Love Squared was perfect,
Love.
Jordan. You should have just left it at Love
Squared
Squared. I love
circle.
that.
Yeah. There's a lot of it's a relationship drama movie, dark comedy. There's a hilarious but awesome fight scene. It's feminism? Question mark turned on its head. Maybe given like a harsh kind of look in the mirror at some of these, like it introduces us maybe to toxic feminism, if that's a thing.
It definitely exists.
Okay. There is one of the like a scene that I have not laughed, like genuinely like belly laughed at something in a movie like this in a long time, that involves a goldfish, a bunch of goldfish, and a roller coaster. Okay. I don't want to spoil it. It is so funny. Like that scene alone is worth watching the movie, but honestly, it's the comedy is peppered in well throughout the movie. There's not long periods of dull, like, oh my god, we're into drama right now. All the drama and heartfelt stuff and stuff that makes you feel emotion is also tinged with comedy. It's also funny. It's uncomfortable funny. It's genuinely funny. It's stupid funny. For me, it really just triggered the toxic masculinity in me for sure. Like, just every character.
Give us an example of
hate.
when your testosterone shot through your ears.
Look at this dumb broad.
Okay, so somebody gets cheated on with their former, oh God, I don't want to ruin it because it's very like, somebody, the guy, his ex-girlfriend kisses him. Okay. And he gets very down, like, oh man, I'm so guilty. He doesn't kiss her back. And there is such a thing. She kisses him. He doesn't kiss her back. He actually tells her stop. Okay. But he gets all like guilty about it and is like, oh, he goes and tells her, like, oh, I cheated. I'm sorry. And I'm like, you didn't though. And then it's reflected against something that she does that is like way, way worse. And the guy's just way too cool about it. Everybody, particularly the guy, the main character guy, who's like, doesn't really do anything all that wrong. He's just trying to like make somebody like treat him good. And he gets like shat on throughout the movie. And was really like where my talks about, like, come on, bro, man up.
Bro,
Tell somebody off, like, stand up for yourself.
Grab your balls and stand up to him.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those movies where I would honestly give this a popcorn in 3. It is such like a something that I don't think that I would like, but I really loved it and enjoyed it. The only thing that drops it to a 2, I give it a 2, is that it's one of those movies where every character is unlikable. There's not a single solitary character in this movie that you're like, oh yeah, I like them, they're cool. Like everybody sucks in this movie. So
everybody sucks.
It's short though. It's like an hour and 45, hour and 50. So definitely go watch this.
Okay.
Go watch this. It's Splitsville. It's a popcorn in 2.
Popcorn in 2. Josh, the drunk classic is on you.
Yeah, as you know, I'm the pioneer of the show. I'm the first one to give you a popcorn in 3 movie, City of God. I'm the first one to give you a kung fu movie. Am I the first one to give you a psychological thriller? I'm not sure about that one, but I will be the first one to give you a documentary drunk classic. So you're welcome.
Also
This
the
counts
first one to brag
because
about all of his drunk classics.
I'm just being an asshole. I don't think any of that's true either.
I wasn't keeping track. I'm just giving you credit.
No, yeah, I don't think that's true. But maybe the kung fu one. This counts though because I've watched it a bunch and I've made a lot of people watch it. So this counts as a drunk classic. I'm going to make you guys watch it. We're going to go back to a time when things were a little simpler and certain people weren't too big for their britches. And it's just a feel-good documentary comedy concert movie taking place in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. And it's Dave Chappelle's Block Party.
Okay.
All right. Dave Chappelle's Block Party. And for our butter on top this week, we have a heavy, heavy, heavy Oscar contender. One battle after another. And it's a weird turn for Paul Thomas Anderson, isn't it?
The first time I saw this trailer, I was like, this looks really stupid. And then like I've kind of eased up on it. I don't know.
Looks cool.
Like it might be okay.
Yeah, it might be okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, like, that's weird. At least your enthusiasm for the film is down. Your expectations are down.
Yeah.
So that means you're probably gonna freaking love it.
It looks pretentious.
Oh, it's pretentious, though, right? It's Paul Thomas Anderson.
Well, as always, we're excited to bring you the TV guide of your week to let you know where you can get things. And we all love this aspect of the show, don't we, Josh? So where can they get everything that we've been talking about? Well, Ghost Dog is available for free on HBO Max. Of course, Him is available at the movies. Captain Marvel and Iron Man 1 and 2 are all three, available on Disney+. The paper is available on The paper is available on Peacock, and Chief of War is available on Apple TV. Jordan, where can they get Sketch?
Home rental.
Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 2, or 2 and 3.
They are on basic cable.
Basic cable and Splitsville, Jordan.
Yeah.
Home rental as well.
Home rental. Friendship is available on HBO Max for free right now. Black Rabbit is on Netflix. Josh, where can they get John Dies at the End?
John Dies at the End I got it on Pluto, I think. And then Miami Vice was Netflix. Henderson's was on TV.
There we go. As always, we will see you at the movies. You get the popcorn, and we got the beer.